Manchester and all of Britain is still reeling from the terrorist attack Monday night, which killed 22 people and left more than 100 injured. British police has identified the assailant as Salman Abedi, a British national from Libyan descent. Terrorist group Daesh has taken responsibility for this attack. British Home Minister Ms. Amber Rudd has said that Salman Abedi had likely not acted alone, and troops were being deployed to key sites across Britain to help prevent further attacks after the Manchester bombing. The local leaders are advising people to not treat this as a religious attack, as Islam is a religion of peace and mercy. Today at Bian Media Network studio, my guest is Dr. Ahmad Dubayan, the Director General of Islamic Cultural Center in London, to discuss this attack and repercussions of it. Good afternoon to you, sir, and thanks for coming to our studio.
Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me also.
Dr. Dubayan, what was your initial reaction after hearing another person of Muslim descent as attacked in Britain?
Well, actually, I was like everybody else. We were all shocked by what happened. We are taken really shocked by what happened in Manchester. It was awful and really terrible attack. Many innocent people were killed. Also, what make it even more tragic that we know there's many teenagers, many young people who came for entertainment, and then actually it ended in this tragedy. All local leaders and all Muslim leaders actually throughout the country, across the country, all of them really condemned what happened and really were shocked by this. And yesterday and today I listened to some statements made by many mosques and many Islamic centers in the whole UK about this, condemning what happened and really showing sympathies and prayers to the victims and their families who really lost their beloved ones.
Has it had any effect on local population?
People really, of course, it affects such an incident happen around in any of the cities, the big cities like Manchester. It will affect. First of all, everybody is shocked, as I said, and everybody now has fears really about what is going to happen next. Every time there is an incident like this, a terror attack like that, people really are wondering where is it going to strike again, and who are those people who are doing it, and what is the motivation? It targeting really innocent people. It doesn't target actually certain people. That is, you can see them, you can classify, or you can expect. It targets people in the street, like these children, for example, these young people in this activity in Manchester, or like the policeman in Westminster in the last incident, or other incidents actually happening in Europe. So people have fears. People really show really sympathies with everybody, and people really, leaders call for solidarity. That is to show really we are together, and we have to show the solidarity and the strength of the society, the British society, together with all people, regardless which religion they actually follow. Besides, also Muslims particularly have more fears. First of all, this is actually making the face, beautiful face of Islam, is really ugly face. Using these terror in the name of using the name of Islam for this. That's number one. Number two, also we are having some fears about increasing of the Islamophobia around us in the European societies. We all know that there are those who misunderstand Islam.
So they're actually giving Islam a bad name.
Yes, it gives Islam definitely a bad name, and it gives a chance for those who doesn't want to understand Islam and who do not want others also understand it. Then this is their chance to say, look, this is an example of Islam itself. This is an example of Islam itself.
We know that the Muslim leaders have always condemned these attacks. But do the average British population accept these
They do.
condemnations
They
by
do.
the-
Yes, they do. They do, and every mosque actually talked about it, and I cannot count how many statements, press releases actually released from many mosques, many centers. Sometimes released from individual mosques, sometimes all together as a statement from the councils also of the Muslim organizations. They all release press releases, declaration showing actually their attitude. What happened is not Islamic at all, and we don't want to deal with it as a religious attack, because this is very, very dangerous. It's very, very dangerous. Exactly, we want to show the opposite. That is really, we live in harmony. We respect other people. We want really also people to respect us. And I have to admit also in the last few years, really, we made a lot of progress through interfaith, through intrafaith, through good relations with other people.
You mentioned about Islamophobia after
Yes.
this such attacks. Have you witnessed any? Have you seen any attacks on
Yes.
Muslim holy sites in this country?
Yes.
The mosques and other places.
Well, I myself, thanks God, I haven't attended any, in spite of the fact I am in one of the biggest Muslim organizations in the country. But I have seen some reports, and I have listened to some people really who saw this, or they reported about it from the police also, through the collaboration we have from the police. We know about these incidents. Islamophobia, you can see it in different forms. It's not only in one form. There is Islamophobia, you see it in verbal talks, sometimes talking about Islam or Muslims. Some people, sometimes some women especially, they are subject to hear this in the street, sometimes in buses, public places. And sometimes there are, I think, there was yesterday an attack on one of the mosques. It's not a big attack, but it shows you really that there are those people who think the incident of Manchester is really because of the faith itself, while all Muslims repeated and saying all the time that is not Islamic at all, and we should not concentrate on this incident, and we forget about more than 2,000 mosques and Islamic organizations around in the UK, and they live in peace with other people.
The British Home Secretary, Ms. Amber Rudd, has
Yes.
said that this gentleman, Mr. Salman Abedi, may not have acted alone, and he might have other people accomplices, and they're now investigating a network in relation to this attack. Do you think that Abedi had accomplices?
I don't know, of course. This is a work of the Home Office, the investigations of the police. They can really decide about this. But I hope really there are no others. I wish and I pray to Allah there are no others, because it's really enough. The damage happened to all of us. The damage happened to the civilians. It's really enough. These people who are taken by Daesh, by the narrative of Daesh, it's really a pity, and they must be defeated. This evil which is going and attacking peaceful people in their cities, in their homes, in their streets, must be defeated. And it's not going to win, because this is evil. Actually, after all these casualties and all the problem and all the damage, it will come to end, I believe, defeated. It's not accepted at all. Let me also take advantage, that is really call young Muslims really, that is not to take information about Islam through unreliable sources, through just anybody who talks in the media, not to listen to any narratives of people. The media now, especially the internet, is really the main tool for radicalization and for Daesh to recruit people, or to attract the attention of young people, men and women. And I hope the young Muslim really, from your Bayan media, I can say that is, please go to the sources, go to the reliable organizations, ask the real scholars, not just to take information from somebody who is sitting behind the computer trying to misguide you, mislead you about your faith. And it's enough really for those who would like to put Islam exactly the opposite side of Europe and the West, and they try to describe them as enemies working against each other all the time. I think we are now in the modern time. Everybody on this earth, after all these wars and all these atrocities happening everywhere, and all these disasters, we need really people, nations, countries need to work together. In spite of the fact, I know everywhere and every society you will find some individuals those who do not wish this, but I hope that is really the peaceful word will win at the end.
Thank you so much, Dr.
Thank you
Dubayan,
very
for
much.
giving us your time.
Thank you. Thank you,
sir.
Anton. Thank you, sir.